we're going to spend a few minutes diving into some more details on things to avoid and potential issues that come up for investors globally as they're putting together their source of funds.
The first thing that I always discuss with clients up front is A, how many sources do we potentially have? And then B, do the sources actually make sense? But by and large, the key question is what exactly is responsible for the $900,000 to the extent the project's in a TEA, or the $1.8 million to the extent the project's not in a TEA. The first thing that I always tell clients is let's try and limit the sources. If an investor comes to me and says, I have 15 different sources, yes, I love a challenge, but is that something I necessarily want to put forward in front of an adjudicator who theoretically has 8-9 hours to review this?
If you're going to use a gift as a source of fund, you need to document how the donor, the person giving you the gift, acquired these funds. If the donor is unable to provide that documentation, I would say that this is not a good source to use. Your job is to make the adjudicator's job easy. Definitely document as much as possible. Source of funds, again, extremely important. The collateral property needs to be documented. How did you make money to buy the collateralized property? Was it through employment? Was it through your business? Tell a story.
Which of these methods is the most common to use for source of funds? Is it a combination of them? Is it one specific one? And what have you seen as being the easiest in terms of coming up with the most likely approval for the investors?
In terms of loans, what I have noticed off late is because adjudication's taking 3 to 4 years, I have noticed the officer coming back and asking for source of funds for loan repayment, which just eventually increases the work that goes into documenting source of funds.
Typically, a loan is not the simplest source of funds when compared to a gift, for instance. When a client asks, where should my funds come from? What's the easiest? It really takes understanding where your client is coming from, what their financial background looks like.
It just gets a lot more complicated when you've got many different sources, particularly those involving translation and those involving other individuals and other companies that aren't directly controlled by the I-526 applicant themselves.